Hey there, Dragon Ball Infinity. I'm your roleplay admin Luke, and this is a roleplay review for the log Well That Escalated. Um, and that's actually a really good title for this log. Uh, I really like the opening again with Brian, him on top of the train, sort of using his gear to lock himself on top of it and then parachute off of the train whenever it reaches the city. I think you overplayed the the damage from the parachute. Like I'm not sure that a meta use the word meta, um, or an ascended warrior would get all these hairline fractures so easily. Maybe your character's not as developed as certain other ones though, and you're more human. But either way, I don't know. It seems odd for like your first real log to come into it with an injury and then to get more injuries, and you guys get busted up actually quite a bit by the patrons in the bar that you fight. Um, in in one of my in one of the roleplay updates, I said that I wasn't looking for the typical bar fight, bar scene, um, and I'll admit that ironically, the very first thing that Rizzy wanted to do when I roleplayed Bramp was to have a drink at the Honeyed Skull. Not quite this exact scene, but yeah, it's pretty much the same thing. So kind of a hypocrite, I guess. But you guys do this well. Your interaction's okay. The log feels kind of like trying too hard just to have a confrontation with someone. Um, there's not a whole lot of reason these men start attacking you. They don't have a whole lot of motivation for it, especially knowing that Raist is so well known as a fighter and a protector for the bar. Um, so that was kind of strange. Again, not to say that I'm not gonna say that you guys are just trying to grind reds or something. Don't take it that way. But I am saying that I didn't feel like there was enough of an emotional connection or enough motivation for these people. Another question I kind of have is how Brian's empathy power works, like how he's able to sense people's emotions. He just sort of he just says in his head sort of what they are thinking, but it'd be interesting for him to develop like show us how he senses that, like, and how he learned to do it and why he learned to do it. You know, is it just some sort of ability that he just has naturally come to him, some sort of psychic ability? Uh, Wraith's telekinetic power is a lot more straightforward, um, and as a Kaio, I don't have any problem seeing him having developed that as one of his first abilities. But it would be interesting to see how I want to say Tear is it? Uh, his Hydian friend, see how his Hydian friend has helped develop his fighting style and helped develop his techniques and things like that. Um, and the log ends really badly. Like the bar burns down, Race loses his job, Brian's all beat up. He has got some small injuries and things. Again, with this log, I know that Brian is already on his way to Xeon before I've even gotten to make this review. So I know sort of where he's heading with the job that's coming up, but I don't know what's gonna happen with Race. Maybe he can find a way on to go with Brian to Xeon. You guys didn't have as much friction as you did last time. Sort of your personality sort of chilled off, and you acted respectfully more of it. That's cool. Again, just kind of wondering where Race is going to be heading in the future. I already know where Brian's heading, at least today. Uh, his 5 logs that he posted in one night. But yeah. So just keep working on that. Keep trying to develop. Like, again, I still want to see you guys sort of. Even this encounter, Race mentions that they probably these people probably just had their meta powers from birth, just probably had been born a little bit above the bar, but hadn't ever learned to really develop them, or hadn't taken any real training. So these guys weren't that much of a problem for you. It wasn't really a challenge. Not that you guys didn't have trouble with them, but that I wouldn't consider them a competent challenge for your abilities. So again, I'd like to see, especially Race, who seems more combat oriented, I'd like to see him get maybe in a little over his head, finding a group of villains or a group of fighters that pushes him beyond what he's even capable of. Not to say that they don't have to be a higher tier. They don't have to just absolutely whoop your ass, but they should maybe be more advanced. They have more. They're just better fighters. They've been training longer than Race. Things like that. Uh, just to present a more significant challenge, and that's pretty much it for this. You guys did well, and I look forward to seeing what's going to happen next. I'm Luke, and I'll see you on the chat channel.